What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the A-List of Movie Reviews podcast. As always, I'm your host, David Thompson. And as always, I'm here, joined by Kevin Budasek.
Yeah.
Kevin, how you doing?
I'm good, as always.
Good. Today, we'll be talking about Aladdin. Not the 1992 Aladdin, not the old one that we all know and love.
2019 Aladdin.
Yes, live action.
Yep.
Continues this just trend of the Disney making these
live action movies.
How do you feel about that, Kevin?
I think it's good.
General.
I think it's a good thing.
You like seeing all the remixes?
Yeah, it's almost
remakes?
of them revamping their movies in a sense that instead of coming out with these animated movies, they're coming out with new live action movies. Which I think is pretty cool.
I mean, I like it to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you see Dumbo?
Yeah.
I didn't like Dumbo that much.
Oh, really?
You liked it?
Well, I mean, it's not, oh my god, it's great, but it was good.
Yeah. In that case, I was just like, this to me, like, when they come out with Disney Plus,
right?
That could have been like a straight Disney Plus kind of thing.
I
like the
really?
remake. I like the remakes. I just don't think that they need to all necessarily go out for a theatrical release. Mm-hmm. Like this one for sure.
Well, you say that, but they do these live action movies, and they still make money off of them.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, I don't need to see that as a viewer. It's like, I didn't need to go to the theater to see Dumbo.
Right.
Like,
right.
even though it's
but
live
I think
action.
It's cool. I think it's a cool avenue that they're.
I just don't think
taking.
everyone was like that big of like a Dumbo guy to be like, hey, like, oh, live action in the theater. Like, I have to go see this, you know? Aladdin, I feel like it's way more popular.
Well, not that. It's more appropriate. Yeah.
And you're like, it's just a more famous property. And I know more people that actually like love it. And just like, it's more like ever present in people's minds, you know, like they have like fond memories of it. I mean, Dumbo's just like one of those things that you think it's like, oh, it's cute, the flying elephant, and he's like cute. Right. Aladdin's like, oh man, I love Aladdin, you know. Lion King, that definitely should be an experience in the theater. Mm-hmm. Like I am amped for Lion King.
So you think they should reevaluate the movies that they?
I just think they should make
live action.
I like how they're making them, mm-hmm. And I'm gonna get to a second part of this when we start talking about the movie in a second. But I like that they're making the remakes in a sense, but I just don't think all of them deserve going to theatrical release. I would say Aladdin did though. Mm-hmm. So guys, if you didn't know, before we get started, this is the A-List Movie Reviews podcast. Right. We are your resident A-listers, meaning that we have AMC Stubs A-List memberships, $20 a month. We see 3 movies a week. It's amazing. Yep. We love it. That's kind of how this whole podcast
started.
Got rolling.
Yeah. And so Aladdin. I want you to begin, David.
You want me to begin?
I want you to begin, yeah.
Oh, also, quickly, first 10 to 15 minutes, if you don't know already, we do non-spoiler talk. Mm-hmm. We basically just talk generally about the movie, our thoughts, feelings, if you should watch it or not. Then, about 15 minutes in, we got to spoilers.
Yep.
Talk about the movie as if you've seen it. Then we get into a few categories like worst character, best character, sound design, all that stuff. Give it a couple of
awards, and then we're gonna rate the movie.
And then final grade.
Yeah.
But before then, we'll give you our general thoughts and if you should go see
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Aladdin. Having just seen the original, it is.
Oh, so you saw the original animated movie
right
the day before. We saw it,
or 2 days before.
2
it was
days
Tuesday.
Before we saw it
in theater.
In theater, right?
So I had I remember seeing Aladdin when I was a kid, but so me and Jasmine watched it, and I had no memory of the movie.
Right.
Like, I mean, just like the musical, like, or like the music in it, but actually like the storyline. I'm sitting there watching, like it was literally like, felt like my first time watching the film because I'm like, I don't remember like any of this, you know. So that was pretty fun because it was a good experience, and the 1992 Aladdin is really, really good. Like, I saw, like, when I watched it, I'm like, wow, like, I get why this is so popular, or, like, why it's so, like, beloved, because I never, like, I feel like I only watched it maybe once as, like, a dumb little kid, and I wasn't, like, that enthralled with it. Mm-hmm. Like, I was more, like, a Lion King kind of guy, or, like, Toy Story, stuff like that.
So you didn't really pay attention to Aladdin as a kid?
No, it was never, like, my big, like, I never loved Aladdin at all.
Right.
So I watched the original because I wanted to kind of, like, watch this new one in like with the mindset of knowing what happens in the first one,
right?
That had that kind of perspective, because I think a big thing with these movies, these remakes, is what do they change? How does it differ from the originals? Mm-hmm. Like, is it worse? Is it better?
Is the genie different?
Yeah, right. The genie's clearly different. I would say though, in this movie, it is definitely not better. Like,
right, okay.
I think they made it longer and I think with them making it like 30 minutes longer,
Right.
it was not a success in my opinion.
Right.
I don't think that those extra 30 minutes were necessary. I would say the changes they made to the movie, I didn't really like most of them.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's just because I really enjoyed the first Aladdin, and I'm sure people that are even more like attached to it would agree, where the changes they made were just kind of like unnecessary.
Right.
And
so people watching these new live action Disney remakes, including yourself, when you see the original one, the original animated one, you go into these live action viewings expecting them to be identical, shot for shot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand.
Okay, I don't. No. I mean, I was just saying that like as an example. Like maybe someone does think that. I don't necessarily come in thinking that.
Right.
But this is what I was going to get to. I mentioned earlier with the remakes and having watched Aladdin, it makes me concerned for the remakes going into the future for properties I'm more attached to, like The Lion King.
Where they're willing to change.
They twisted some of the story, like fundamental parts of it, not completely. Like the ending result, is the same pretty much. But there's little things where like I don't want my stuff messed with, pretty much.
Right.
Like with Lion King,
so if you've seen the original Aladdin, became attached to the way things were done, the way characters developed in that, and after seeing this new live action, they twisted a little bit of that.
If you're expecting the exact same movie, you're not getting it.
Okay.
Like for me, I feel like these movies should mostly be us seeing the same movies come to life.
Right.
Not necessarily us seeing
the
a new version.
The exact same movie, except with real people.
I mean, to a certain degree, you know?
Well, no, obviously there's going to be little changes, but
yeah,
fundamentally, the story itself.
And this one, I would say fundamentally at the core of it is pretty much the same movie. They just, I mean, most of the changes they made were just kind of like, they were added on. Like, the changes added on the extra 30 minutes. They didn't really, I thought they were going to kind of just drag things out.
Yeah.
Like scenes in the story that like kind of like maybe cut quick away from, like where like they could have maybe had that scene run like a few minutes longer.
Yeah.
But I guess in that they changed things, and that's kind of that's where this movie kind of lost me. Where it's not that I'm like in it, I'm not crazy attached to Aladdin. You know, I'm not a person that I'm not a person that grew up loving it. Like I just said, I had just seen it and I enjoyed it, and then watching this objectively, I'm like, what they added to make this longer and what they changed, I only liked a few things. I 90% of it, I'm like, this. It wasn't even that I hated it. It was just that it was unnecessary, and I didn't think it was like. It wasn't like clever. I don't know. It
really, yeah.
Like it just wasn't like earn's not the right word, but just I didn't enjoy it in the way that they kind of like handled it.
Right.
Like they didn't need to add things just to add things. That's how it felt. Basically, they added stuff just to add stuff, just to change it. And that concerns me with these other remakes because Lion King specifically, like I love Lion King.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want them to twist like anything. Like I'll be upset, which I don't know if that's a fair mindset to be in, but it's just what it is. Like I love Lion King. Going into Lion King, all I want to see is Lion King, but like with real life animals.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, they're all CGI, but looking like real life animals.
Right.
Because that'll be dope. Like that'll just be so cool.
Yeah.
You're not there to see a new story. You're there to see
the original story just told in a new light.
Brought to life. Yeah, like that'll be so cool to me.
Yeah. So that was your issue with Aladdin, in the sense
that's my main issue with Aladdin. Exactly, and jumping off that concerns me for the future, especially with Lion King, because I love Lion King.
Yeah.
Kevin, what did you think? Sorry,
what did I think?
Yes.
Okay, so I've seen Aladdin when I was a kid. I can barely remember it.
I probably
remember the song.
Yeah.
That was it. And I didn't see it before I saw this one, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I mean, obviously there was stuff that was questionable about the movie. It's not a perfect movie, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And going into it, I was really concerned about Will Smith being the genie. And to be honest, he was one of the best parts of the movie, which was pretty fun. Which is pretty funny, you know.
I know.
Yeah, he was the one that basically kind of carried the movie, and whenever he was on screen, you felt as though something is happening.
Yes.
The momentum was whenever he was on screen. And in all, I think I enjoyed it. It was a good laugh. Had a couple slow moments and a couple questionable moments, but in all, I had a good time.
That is one thing about the original. It does move quickly, and it is a tight 130. I would say it doesn't slow at all.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's like the original Aladdin's like pretty excellent. I actually really enjoyed it. Like rewatching it, I'm like, this is super fun.
Right.
And yeah, Will Smith, when he got casted and when the initial like set photos came out, not set photos, but like
the trailer, like the teaser trailer.
Yeah. When like seeing him actually as the genie, there's a lot of backlash for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this: Robin Williams is the genie of 1992. Like, it's him being the genie, and it's so good because it's Robin Williams.
And not just that. When you think of the genie from Aladdin, you automatically think of Robin Williams.
Yeah, it's like one of his most famous roles, which is crazy because it's in an animated movie. And actually, it's also interesting. Like, he's actually not in it all that much. I mean, he is, but I think Will Smith's Aladdin or Will Smith's genie was in it more in this Aladdin than the original.
Yeah.
I mean, it is obviously longer, but like they almost like used him a little more. There was without spoilers, there's like a touch of like a different relationship with them. I would say it's like a little different. I mean, obviously, like Aladdin's like the master and genie has to like make the wishes and stuff. But we'll get to it a little bit later in spoiler territory. But there was a little bit of a change to it that I thought was interesting, and I didn't hate. Will Smith in this movie as genie is Will Smith as the genie, which is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not his greatest role ever, but he didn't act like he was Robin. He wasn't trying to be Robin Williams.
I was going to touch on that a little bit later, but in the sense that Will Smith didn't try to act like Robin Williams as genie. Will Smith played himself. He was Will Smith,
which I enjoyed.
I enjoyed as well. Yeah,
and I think it was smart for him.
And the thing is, I'm not a big Will Smith fan. I mean, he's a good actor. He's very versatile.
I like him.
But I don't really go look at the stuff he does or anything like that. I'm not an avid Will Smith follower.
You don't just go watch Will Smith movies just to see Will Smith. That one movie coming out that's like him from two different timelines.
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
It looks dumb.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see
maybe
that.
With A-list, but
maybe.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed him. He was very entertaining, and I think he suited the role well. I mean, him being the genie. I mean, looking at him visually, the CGI there was a little bit off moments, but the CGI throughout the movie, it was you can tell.
Later in spoilers, when we do some categories, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the CGI parts because I have some comments on a few scenes.
Right.
But overall, it's pretty good. But quickly, I forgot to do the facts. Let's hit you with some facts, and then we can talk a little bit spoiler free about some of the other characters and the actors. Before we get into like all the categories and stuff.
Yeah.
So here's some facts for you, Kev.
Hit me with the facts.
Just called Aladdin. I like with the remakes how they just call them like the name.
They
don't mess around with like silly like remake names or anything like that. So
right.
Like Aladdin, Lion King, Dumbo,
right.
Okay. Runtime 2 hours 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's a hefty movie.
The original's like 90 minutes, so like 130. Official release date May 24th, 2019. Director by Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what else he's done, but familiar name. Written by John August and Guy Ritchie, starring Will Smith as Genie. Probably gonna butcher this name, but the guy who plays Aladdin is Mena Massoud. Sounds about
okay.
Yeah, and then Naomi Scott was Jasmine. So those are like the main three characters, and then Jafar was Marwan Kenzari. I've never heard of him either. But
shout out to Naomi.
Yeah. So. Quickly, thoughts, just, someone who hasn't seen the movie, who loves Aladdin, I really think the guy who played Mena or Mina, I don't know how to pronounce his name, the actor that played Aladdin, going into this film, you have to have so much pressure on you when you're
that's a monumental
beloved
role.
character like Aladdin. And I think he did a good job. Like, I liked him as Aladdin. I think he had the fun. He nailed like how fun Aladdin is and like kind of like the quips. Not every part was good, but like I don't know.
He was at some moments he was a bit too emotionless for me.
I think he hit Aladdin's personality though. Like he didn't like he was Aladdin in the movie. You're like I buy this. Like he is Aladdin. Naomi Scott as Jasmine. not as great. I mean, I think she like. I wouldn't say she hit Jasmine as well as the actor that played Aladdin. Played like Aladdin.
So Naomi Scott's version of Jasmine was a very emotional version of Jasmine.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
So I'm asking you, like, compared to
there was a lot more.
There was a lot more. But I'm biased because I really like Naomi Scott.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see her as Jasmine. So compared to the animated, she felt a little over the top.
She was definitely. I would say, of course, spoiler free. Jasmine in this movie probably has the biggest change. Individual character wise,
okay,
maybe except Genie because it's completely. I mean, it's Will Smith, but at least between Aladdin and Jasmine changes. Like Aladdin is Aladdin in this movie. He doesn't really have any kind of like character like changes to him, but Jasmine, I would say, does have a bit of like. It definitely differs from the original.
Okay.
And good way or bad way, I would say not in a great way, but we'll talk a lot more about it.
So
when we
I
get
think
into spoilers.
I think at this point we should move on to spoilers. So before we do that, would you recommend this movie to anyone?
Yeah, I would recommend it to anyone.
Okay.
And I would say before touch on the music, I think it's really fun. Like, oh, Kevin is getting a call. It's very important, man.
I'm sorry about that. No, I wish. I should call my boy Trent.
Trent. I would recommend this to people. It's a fun movie. If you've seen Aladdin, my girlfriend Jasmine, she loves Aladdin and she enjoyed it. She wants to see it again.
Right.
Like she's not thinking. I don't think she like me and you. We're sitting here doing a podcast, reviewing the thing, thinking about it critically.
Yes.
If you just want to sit there and enjoy Aladdin, I would say Aladdin does hit moments that you wanted to see come to life beautifully.
Right.
Which is different. Like, it doesn't hit everything perfectly, but like some things that you really wanted to see come to life, it doesn't change and it hits beautifully, and I'll talk more about that in spoilers. And the music is fun and enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. I enjoyed the music. And I do have some nitpicks about the music when we talk about that in spoilers. But it was a fun movie. And I'm going to watch this with my mom. She's visiting me right now. And I'm going to take her to see it because I know she would enjoy it. But
definitely a fun family flick.
Exactly. It's a really fun, easy watch. Very entertaining. Lots of music. Yeah.
Fun family flick.
A fun family flick. I like that. Okay. So yeah, definitely a fun family flick. Good music, colorful. The movie was colorful.
Yeah.
And good, clean jokes. And in all, I think it's a good movie for everyone.
It's a fun movie. Not as good as the original. If you're a big Aladdin fan, you may have some problems with it. But if you're, like you said, if you don't really know what like the differences are, like if you don't really remember the story of the original, like it's not gonna be that big of a difference where you're gonna be like, this sucks. And I'm not even saying it sucks. I think it was pretty good, you know. Like,
but you're just comparing it to the original.
Yeah, and I don't think what they changed was positive.
Okay.
I don't think they changed it in any kind of a good.
But did that
way.
affect the movie though? Like,
a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
But it was still enjoyable overall.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So dun dun dun.
Spoilers. All right, everybody. If you haven't seen the movie or you don't care, or no, well, whatever. If you do care, I mean, if you haven't seen the movie or you do care, leave now. We're gonna talk about full spoilers. All right, Kevin.
Ready?
We are in spoiler territory.
Dun, dun, dun. Everything is dark now.
Here we go. Here comes my spoiler rant. Always to begin, bro. Why did they make Jasmine? Like, I get it. It's 2019. But they added probably 20 minutes of her storyline being like, I should be Sultan.
Yeah. Blah,
blah, blah. I mean, I'm not saying she shouldn't have been. It just changed her character a little bit.
Right.
You know? Right. Like, I mean, she wasn't necessarily... Like, when I watched the movie, like, it wasn't like she wasn't, like, a strong character. I mean, she was just, like, smart and pretty and... I don't know, like... It didn't like.
So in the animated, that was not her priority, right?
No, she doesn't become the Sultan at the end.
Oh, okay.
And she doesn't at the end of this movie. At the end of this movie, she's in line to be Sultan. At the end of the original, it's kind of like Aladdin, I guess, but they don't really like. I don't remember them explicitly saying it. It's just they get married at the end, and the Sultan's still the Sultan. But it's not like Jasmine's gonna be Sultan after. It just be like the man, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. I just think, like, I get what they were trying to do, like, like, empowering a woman in the movie to have her do something, like, because You could argue that in the original, Jasmine's not super useful. Like she doesn't do all that much.
Right.
So I get why they would want to add to her story.
Right.
But I just didn't really enjoy it personally. I mean, it's not that I'm like against what like she was trying to what they were trying to say. It was just that I don't know. It just didn't really line up with the movie, and it just added so much time to it. Where it's like I don't like. This isn't necessary for me, like, for this movie. Like, this movie's supposed to be, like, fun and go fast, and all her thing, like, the whole, like, added part with Jafar trying to, like, attack that one town, she'll be like, no, like, don't do it, like, and being this, like, strong woman. Like, I get it, like, her being a strong woman's, like, cool, awesome. But I just don't think it was necessary for this movie.
Right.
While I don't, like, hate it, it was just unnecessary. Like, I didn't enjoy that they added that when it added like 20 minutes of runtime, and then we get that in my opinion, like that ridiculous scene at the end where my biggest thing that they changed. Sorry, Kev, you know like
it's fine. No, it's all good. It's all good.
My biggest thing is that they changed the ending where like the very very end is the same, but they stretched it out where like they added that song number with her, like the speechless song, and I'm like, bro, what is happening?
Yeah.
And then Naomi Scott, the actress. Spoiler alert for my worst actor. She's getting it for me.
Right.
Not like I even want to give it to her.
Yeah.
Just because but I think that she kind of when she was like she had in this movie like do parts by herself, and I was like, I just thought she wasn't as good as maybe the other actors necessarily. I liked her a lot when it was her and Aladdin interacting.
Right.
That's a huge part of the original movie. Right. Where like they like are kind of love at first sight at the beginning, and in this movie I bought that big time.
Right.
It's really interesting at the beginning of this movie. Another change is that you don't see her by the fountain at the beginning. At the beginning of the original, you meet her in like the palace at the fountain and stuff with what's the name of the
Dahlia?
Raja is the name of the tiger.
The tiger, Raja.
Yeah. Like you see her the tiger and stuff, and she's all like, "I've never left the palace."
Yeah.
See, like in the original, she's still like, it's not like she's a weak character. She leaves the palace and goes and checks it out, and like she's like adventurous and stuff.
Right.
I just think that Jasmine was already a powerful character in my opinion, where like it would be someone for a girl to look up to. Where I think in this they were really trying to like make it so she would be someone a girl looks up to.
Right.
But I don't know if it was necessary to add 20 minutes of that. While I get what they were trying to do and I respect it, I don't think it was necessary for the plot for them to add like what felt like 20 minutes of basically her kind of like side storyline.
And the thing is, I didn't expect that scene to happen.
The musical?
So like
the music scene?
When that scene, okay, so
the music video?
The music video, basically. But my take on it was in terms of Naomi Scott's Jasmine. I enjoyed her little story in Aladdin, you know? And bear in mind, I haven't seen, or at least I can't remember, the original one. So seeing this one, I enjoyed her little storyline where she wants to empower herself and she wants to be Sultan, you know?
Yeah.
But some of the things she did or the way it was written, it was kind of cringy in the sense that one scene...
It could have been the writing too.
Yeah, I think it's the writing. But that one scene where she did that music video, basically, where she gave her speech and everything, I wasn't expecting that. She was being taken away, and she just burst out.
And that was a brand new song, not in the...
Yeah, she just burst out in song.
Oh.
And it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was.
Especially because I felt something by it, though.
Really?
It was like, oh, damn, all right,
I mean, it was a powerful, like, moment. It was just... Having just watched the movie, it was like so out of place. I'm like, bro, like
it was out of place.
It was like really right now, like they were just like the ending in the original wraps up so much faster. They added that whole scene of like them getting away with the like Aladdin and Jasmine getting away with the lamp and like flying around and Jafar like. Oh, what was the name of the bird again? Oh, I forget.
Oh, the bird.
The dumb Jafar's bird. Like he like makes it huge, like it's the huge like dinosaur monster thing. Like and I'm like, the original's ending like is just so much like cleaner, like wraps up so much faster, and it was smart. Like it ends the same way where they like bait Jafar into becoming not a lad or into a genie.
Yeah.
Because it's like. Oh, you'll never be stronger than him. Like he's still he's still stronger.
You're
than
still
you.
number two. You can
and
never
then he gets sucked up into the
right.
See those things. that's what I loved about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here to sound like I'm some big Aladdin fan. I just really enjoyed the original,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people out there like love it.
Yeah.
So moments like that, this is kind of what I was mentioning earlier about there's good moments where they bring things to life that were in the original that you really wanted to see, and they do really good justice.
Right.
This was one of those moments where they finally get to the part. That's the thing. They finally get to the part where they trick him, they bait him into becoming a genie, and then he gets sucked up into the lamp,
Right.
and then he gets like thrown out,
thrown away,
and it's like it's such a clever little ending. How they how it's very in his character, in Jafar's character, to be like, he would do that. You buy
I
it.
could be more powerful.
Yeah, I have to. Like, I have one.
Not even figuring out the consequence of it.
Yeah. One thing they change. I mean, we don't need to keep talking about things they change. But let's talk about things of note that are interesting that they change. The genie in this one, when he becomes free in this one as the original.
Right.
In this one, when he gets set free, he's not a genie anymore. At least you assume by watching it, he loses his powers.
Yeah.
In the original, he still has all of his powers.
Oh, really? After he just came out of the lamp.
He's just free.
Right.
In this one, he becomes a human, and I think even in the movie, he mentions that he wants to be a human and he becomes one. And they also, one other thing that I understand, because there wasn't a lot of female characters in the original movie, so I didn't mind the character, because literally in the original movie, it's kind of like a joke where literally there's like Jasmine, and then there's those like ladies in like the town like dancing and swooning over.
So Jasmine
Aladdin.
is the
almost the only main character that is a woman.
So
they added her like
the
handmaiden or whatever.
Dahlia,
that was her name. Yeah. And then they made a love interest between her and the genie.
Yeah.
That also added screen time. For sure. Like, that's one of those things.
I enjoyed that, though.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's the thing about this movie. It's like, you enjoyed it. I didn't mind it. It was just kind of like, I would have been fine with them taking it out, crossing it off, and just making the movie shorter and tighter.
Yeah.
But, they're remaking it.
It's a good little sideline.
Yeah. But, like I was saying, with stuff with the remakes in general, like referring to, I keep bringing it up, but I mean, Lion King's the next one. I don't want some dumb little side thing like that where they change something about the character. You know, like, I'm not here for that. I don't. I want I want the characters to be very consistent. And maybe it's a dumb take, but that's just how I feel.
Right.
Like, I like just moments like I Can Show You the World. Like, that was like, oh my gosh, that whole thing of them flying around, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And just like all the songs, like Prince Ali, I loved Prince Ali. That was sweet, man.
It was funny.
Him going into the cave and him being like the diamond in the rough and getting it. And they I remember I leaned over to Jasmine. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna do it the same way. And they did. They did that. They basically did that whole scene with a few changes, like just like minor changes. They basically did that whole scene of him like getting the genie and Abu holding the jewel. And then like it all like crashing down and Jafar like stomping him, like stepping on his toes, but then Abu's stealing the lamp.
The lamp back.
And then you get what's the thing? Never Had a Friend Like Me. All of that, I loved those scenes. I loved it because they did it like very similar to it was almost beat for beat for the original. But then you get Will Smith's rendition of Never Had a Friend Like Me, and I just ate all that up. Like that stuff where that's where the remakes are really in their like element to me. That's where I really appreciate them, is when you see these parts of movies that are awesome in the original, and they just do it justice in the live action, is to kind of bring it more to life.
Right.
I'm going on. I'm talking.
No. That's fine. I mean, you have a lot to talk about. That's good. So you want to talk a little bit about Will Smith? Well, do you want to go into categories?
You want to get into categories? I was thinking that. Okay.
Yeah.
So first, if you listen to us before, you'll know this, but our first category is Best Character, and then followed by Best Actor. Okay. So, Best Character. You go first.
Best Character? Oof.
I'm trying to think, too.
Best Character.
Let's just throw some out there. Would it be Genie? Would you like him that much?
That's high in my list.
Would you like Aladdin that much?
No.
Jasmine's not going to get it for me.
Yeah. Genie, man.
Think so?
Yeah, Will Smith is
Really?
Genie.
Wow.
Yeah. Best character, Genie, I would say.
Interesting.
It's just because he had a lot of screen time.
Yeah, he was, he was good though. I enjoyed Will Smith.
He was quirky, funny, very intelligent.
Another thing they changed about this one, I mentioned earlier before we were recording, I was reading this article about things they changed, and they mentioned in it that Aladdin and the genie have more of this like kind of friendship relationship in this movie instead of just like master and like genie.
And there's multiple times where like the genie talks to Aladdin and is like, oh, this is the first time I've been a friend to a master, or I've actually helped a master.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the genie, you see it a few times in this movie that were unlike the original, where he uses his magic outside of asking. I mean, the scene where Jafar hits him into the water and Aladdin like is under there and he can't like he's like unconscious and the genie gets him out. And then the genie
signs a contract. Yeah.
That's basically how it goes in the original, where he doesn't respond, but he just uses it on him because they're like that's his bro.
Yeah.
It's also tough to see when Jafar gets genie and he's like, oh, what the heck? Yeah. But in the original, there is no like, because they extended the ending of the of this movie where Aladdin gets banished to that crazy place in like the like Antarctica or whatever. In the original, there's none of that. So you see that part where the genie like opens up a portal for the magic carpet to save them.
In.
Like, so he uses his magic a little bit
to
outside
help Aladdin out.
Exactly, a little bit outside of like the rules, which you don't see in the original.
Right.
But I like Genie. So yeah, I mean, I can see where you would say
the character himself was very entertaining.
He was good, well written. I think Will Smith did an awesome job. I like his singing. We
can go on to Best Actor.
Yeah. So just the character himself. Yeah. Shout out to Jafar. You didn't like him that much.
I hated Jafar.
Well, I think that's like you didn't like him at all.
I didn't like him at all.
So watching the original 1992 version of Jafar and then this one, I'm like going to this. I'm like, oh man, because he's younger. At least it seems that way. In the original, he's a little more. He seems like older and like kind of like uglier and like wicked, like like super like mean but like smart, And I think they wrote a good Jafar in this movie where he's like. He's pretty consistent and super just like power hungry, and his motives, and he stays consistent throughout the movie. So I would say Jafar, but I'm picking Aladdin. Aladdin in this movie, they didn't like change his character. He's like almost probably the.
So wait, this is best
character.
This is your best character.
Yes. Okay. It is Aladdin.
Because,
I mean, it's an easy pick, but the writers. We'll get into the actor in a second, but there's a lot of pressure writing for like the namesake of the movie's character in one of these remakes because I mean he is such a rock star in the original where like he's so lovable and I think they nailed that in his character this movie where he's still the same. They still hit some of those good lines where it's like just trust me or what is it like do you trust me? He asks to Jasmine. There's like a famous line in like the original where it comes back. Their interaction's good. They wrote that in well, and I just think they nailed the Aladdin like feeling of like fun and adventurous, and like him being like the street rat,
right.
Like that.
Just a even intelligent thief.
Yeah, even outside of the actor, like they made it like when he becomes prince and him having the struggle of like how do I tell this to Jasmine? Like what do I say? Right.
His struggles.
All of a sudden he's like the prince. And he doesn't know if he wants to be. He doesn't want to go back to that, and I just think they didn't They didn't change much about it, and that was perfect to me. Like, they made it so it was Aladdin, and he is Aladdin, and it's his movie, so it all makes sense. Like they changed things with the Jasmine. It's obviously the genie's different because it's Will Smith. Jafar is pretty consistent, but because it's Aladdin, that'd be my pick for best actor or best character.
Right. Well, that's good. Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, he was very entertaining, and I enjoyed him. But the actor. And some choices he made, I was kind of. That's why I didn't give him best character.
Let's go into best actor.
So best actor, go ahead.
I almost want to say Will Smith because I feel like he did such a good job of not being Robin Williams and actually and not just doing a subpar job of being the genie, but taking the character and making it his own. Right. I think that's a really impressive thing to do. Where no other actor to character and I don't even know who was the voice actor.
He wasn't trying to
replicate.
He wasn't trying to replicate Robin Williams.
And think about this. No other voice actor from the original is remembered for being in Aladdin. Everyone else,
true. Yeah,
exactly. Like everything else, it's just the characters, and no one's even thinking about the voice actor.
But as soon as you think about Genie, you think of Robin Williams. Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah,
because he gives him so much life, and it's such a unique take, and it's so obvious it's Robin Williams, and it's so much fun.
Yeah,
I read some stat where, or like a little fact that he recorded like. It was like 10 hours of ad-libbed lines.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Like Robin Williams did. It's unbelievable. Like and they probably they had to use a lot of them, I'm sure, like a good amount. And I'd be interested to see that like behind the scenes of them taking ad-libs and then making it into like the animation because it's like such like a 2-part process.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Will Smith really made the character his own. It didn't feel like you were watching the original Genie. It was like the same character, but he took it as his own. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it was a really, really impressive job by Will Smith. And I like Will Smith pretty well, like especially in roles like this where he's kind of like more funny and charismatic.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Will Smith because I think I wasn't really impressed by him.
I fully agree with you.
Really.
And the fact that I'm not very fond of Will Smith, and he captivated me a lot in this movie. And I have to best actor. I give it to him, especially with an impeccable role like Genie.
Yeah.
I think he did a really good job, man.
He was given the hardest probably job out of anyone.
Yeah, because especially with all that backlash coming out.
Yeah,
with the trailers and everything.
And nothing to do with him too.
And what I enjoyed, even the movie was kind of self-aware in a sense that Aladdin at one point was like, "Ooh, what about the cherry on top?" And the Genie was like,
"That's my little thing.
That's my little thing." Yeah, exactly. So best actor Will Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
Moving
move
right
on.
along.
Yeah.
Let's go on to now we got the other side of the coin. Worst character and worst actor.
Worst character, worst actor. Okay.
Right. Do you have one for worst character?
Worst character, the Sultan.
The Sultan.
yeah.
It's funny. I want to hear what you say and then add to it.
Yeah, he was. There was no context for me to feel for him, to understand the decisions he made, to understand anything. I don't think he was given enough screen time, first of all, for the role that he had.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the first movie, but I just did not enjoy. There was no development to him. He was just, okay, that's the Sultan. Okay, good.
Yeah.
What's next? Yeah.
So that's interesting you say that because in the original, the Sultan's like just super dumb, just dumb
really?
as rocks.
Yeah.
There's never a moment in the original where it's like, oh, you knew that, that's the king.
Yeah.
He's like the dumb sultan who keeps bringing the princesses or the princes.
This is funny too, but as a sultan, how can you let your second hand manipulate you so much?
No.
But he had
mind control. He's a sorcerer. Jafar is a sorcerer.
If I have a second hand, do you think I would want to pick someone who I see is very power hungry, and I see there's a chance of him going off the rails?
It's kind of in the movie where he's dumb,
Okay.
But
worst character.
No, that's fine.
Sultan,
I don't that's not a bad take at all. He's probably up there for me too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, do you remember this character, Prince Anders? The one with the goofy blonde guy with this hilarious stereotypical accent? That guy was so I loved him.
Funny,
but he's definitely
he was dumb, so dumb.
Honestly, he was super enjoyable, but I'm just giving it the worst character because I think it's a really.
You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of one of the little pigs in Shrek. Yes. Oh yeah, he was funny, but that actor, he's a funny guy. So when I saw him, I was like,
he is funny. Billy.
He was in that movie, Game Night.
Game Night.
Yeah.
So he is a funny actor, and then when he popped up, I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
So I actually enjoyed the character, but I'm giving him worst character because it's just so over the top and ridiculous. It was so off-putting that it was funny. It was just
right.
It was so random.
It was so dumb. So it was all right. So let's go on to worst actor.
I already gave away mine. I'm gonna say Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Or what is it? Naomi Scott. Yeah, I already kind of explained my reasoning
amazing.
behind
Don't
that.
say anything about her.
No.
I'm
not even saying that she's not a bad actress. That if I saw her in something else that I would.
It was just the way her character was written.
And honestly, for worst actress or worst actor, I think everyone did a pretty good job, in my opinion. What are you gonna? All right.
Okay, worst actor. Marwan Kenzari, Jafar.
Really?
He was so stupid. This guy, so cringy. The faces he made, he was too extra for me. It's
like over the top acting.
Yeah, over the top. Like when if he had to say something, he would like open his mouth really wide and like exclaim like, dude, chill, take it down a notch.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
He was so over the top, and that's it. I just didn't enjoy his acting.
Interesting.
Yeah, like it was just too much for me. I was like, dude, get off your high horse.
Yeah,
Calm down.
I don't blame you with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a good part for this movie. Some movies it's not as good, but the next segment's how did it look how did it sound.
Okay.
So let's start with how did it look. You mind if I start?
Go. You do you, bro.
All right, thank you. So I think it looked overall really, really beautiful. I think they nailed. What's the name of the city? Oh shoot, I forget.
The made up one.
Yeah, like where they're from.
Ababa.
No, Ababa is the place where Prince Ali's like from.
Oh.
Let me look it up real quick.
Look it up.
Prince
look it
Ali.
up. Yeah, that was
So
a good
good.
song. Yeah, that entire scene was really, really good.
Oh my gosh, there is literally places called Aladdin City in the United States. There's an
Nice.
Aladdin City in Florida.
Nice.
Aladdin City from movie. Sorry, I'm Googling real quick.
Googling. We're doing a little bit of fact checking right now.
I'm honestly just curious. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, how did it look? It was good, man. And okay, after
Agrabah.
Agrabah.
Agrabah. Agrabah.
Arepa.
Look, that word right there. Agrabah.
Agrabah.
Agrabah. Okay, I think
Agrabah.
we're not pronouncing it right. For some
I don't
reason.
know. Whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah, Agrabah.
Agrabah.
Yeah.
They did well.
Right.
I think they made it
Yeah.
look well. I think that juxtaposed to the palace felt like it does in the movie, where like kind of like they're located and like the size and the scale of them both. I think the costume design was good. I think the genie, that's a big part of how it look. I think he didn't look bad. I think he maybe could have looked better in genie form, like kind of like his like head. And like his like ears.
Yeah.
It was like when he was actually in genie form, it was kind of like
it was like zoomed in, and you could
it was like kind of off-putting.
Yeah.
But overall, like when he's doing what's the song he does? Never had a friend like me. I think all the stuff he does in there was like really cool.
Really
like
cool.
they definitely pumped some money into the. I think this movie had like a budget of like 135 million, something like that.
Yeah.
So like not even like, I mean, it's a pretty good budget, but I think they pumped a lot of like money into that scene of like the
Right.
It was big, and there was a lot of big action scenes. My biggest thing with maybe like
How did it look?
some moments, with how it looked, some not so good moments was when they were doing A Whole New World, and just times when they were riding on the carpet in general, like when Aladdin was, or like when anyone was riding on the carpet. There was just times where you could kind of tell they were sitting on a carpet in front of like a big old blue screen.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They weren't there, you know?
Yeah.
There was definitely some moments like that where it wasn't always in the film, but there were some times when I was watching. I mean, I mentioned earlier I loved that scene where they finally were singing like A Whole New World. Super cool moment.
Right.
But there were some parts I'm like, I could kind of see the CGI there, like where it was kind of like obvious they were sitting in front of a green screen, blue screen, whatever, like just like riding on the little thing.
So for me, based on
think?
how it looks, I agree with you what you say on CGI. There were certain moments that was very, well, not very, but there were some moments that it some low points in it. But overall, the CGI was relatively good when it comes to Will Smith, especially when he was being the genie.
Yeah.
But there was the colors, everything great, costume design great. But I say costume design great, but did any one of them ever get dirty? They were always so clean cut. All the costumes so perfectly well aligned, especially Aladdin, who was this thief who would run about, jump, do all these things. And you would see him jumping in one scene, and the next scene he would just be like, he just got out of this.
That's funny.
Yeah. And another thing, based on how it looked, that scene where they Jasmine and Aladdin were on the carpet doing that song, I expected that scene to be colorful. I want a lot of color, flying throughout wherever they were going. But that took place at night.
It was
super dark.
Yeah, but that's like when it takes place.
Well, yeah, but I just like, I don't know.
You want a little more color in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a little dark.
Yeah, and there was some moments where the color did play an aspect, especially when the last scene before Jafar became genie and like he took over Agrabah, whatever the name is.
Yeah,
and Agrabah, and the entire town felt dismal, lack of color and everything. When he went away, all the colors came back, which is cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, we did.
But I think overall the movie looked pretty good. I mean, we can nitpick all day, but it looks
we'll
good.
get the nitpicks in a second.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I have like one specific one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall they did a pretty good job making it like come to life, especially some really pivotal scenes like the genie. Why do I keep forgetting the dumb name of like the Friend song? Never had a friend
like me.
For some reason, I always want to say you had a friend in me. You were
oh yeah.
Every time I want to say the song title, I start saying that. I'm like, wait, what is it called again?
Yeah.
Yeah, You Had a Friend in Me by by Will Smith. Does a good job.
So
it's good CGI. It looks good.
How did it sound?
Really good.
It sounded
awesome, honestly.
Amazing.
Like,
and we saw it in IMAX.
Yeah.
It sounded phenomenal.
Music is. I mean, we can pull up the like they have like the full soundtrack on like iTunes and like Apple Music and everything. Or like I'm sure on Spotify too. Like they have it like released.
Right.
And yesterday I think I like started like playing some stuff. Like, I
No,
love Prince Ali.
Great.
You know that song Prince Ali. Like I love that one.
Yeah.
A Whole New World.
It felt like I was watching live, you know, like the voices were crystal clear. It was good. Good sound.
Will Smith, he starts the movie.
Oh wait, you owe me $5 by the way.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Me and Kevin had a bet that $5.
If Will Smith raps in this movie,
I owe you $5.
You owe me $5.
He like does a little.
He rapped. I don't care. He rapped.
I know he did. Yes. But like it was like he wasn't, and then it was like also like beatboxing.
Yep.
Like, my gosh! Of course.
Yes. Even Naomi Scott beatboxed at the at the credits.
The credits. Yeah. When they're doing the thing.
That was funny.
But Will Smith starts the movie like they changed that to kind of like his storyline where it ends up he's like with kids on a boat with the girl, the maiden. And that's how the movie starts. He's like, "Oh,
I love Dahlia, dude."
Yeah. She was a funny character. I like that actress.
Well, I saw New Girl and she was on New Girl and I fell in love with her. Right? After seeing her in this, I was like, "Oh my god, okay."
Yeah. I like that character. I didn't mind her addition that much.
Yeah, she was nice.
I said earlier, like, I didn't really like love how it was like the whole love interest thing, but it wasn't bad. You know?
Yeah.
But how he starts the movie with Arabian Nights, that's a song Elena Rose Jasmine, and she said that it's from the musical, like the play.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like he started like I love the beginning of that, like him singing the song. I'm like, this is really good. It got me like it was different.
The music was captivating. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they didn't like A Whole New World. That's a big song that everyone knows and loves.
Oh, when that started, I think we
started belting it out. I'm like, Kevin, whoa, bro, like chill out, dog.
That was funny.
Yeah,
all right,
A Whole New World was good. I'm just like looking.
Yeah, just looking at the
Friend
soundtrack.
Like Me, Prince Ali. I love
Prince Ali. That entire scene.
One jump ahead. That's like the scene with Aladdin in the city at the beginning.
Right.
That was fun. Like I like that scene. I was curious watching the original. I'm like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna do this in like real life. That's when you're talking about people being dirty. You know, those like the guys that they're like he like steals from. They're like chasing him.
Yeah.
I know you'd imagine them being a little dirtier. They all looked very like they were on a set of a film with these like nice pristine costumes.
Yes.
I didn't hate that though, you know.
No, it was just that's just.
I don't like. I can see why you wouldn't like that though. Like it makes like logically doesn't make that much sense. But yeah, I think a big part of the original obviously is all the music, and I think they did a really good job of it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go see this movie, like if you're still sticking around for spoilers and you haven't seen it yet, like they do the music justice. I would say.
All right, so nitpicks.
Yeah.
All right, I have 2.
Okay, you want to start?
I can start.
Yeah, sure.
The music was amazing. But when each character began singing was so off like kilter. Like you don't expect it. Like especially like Jasmine in that one scene, speechless. I did not expect her to start singing, and it made me laugh. I was like, "What is this?
I almost
what is happening?"
Yeah, real quick. I almost would have preferred if she had just been like saying what she was like singing.
Right.
You know what
I mean, but it was good. You know, she acted her heart out. She thought, but
you're the one that loves her.
I really like her. It was just a joke. I'm sorry. Don't make me laugh.
Sorry, bro.
But the music, as great as it was, the timing was a bit off for me.
Yeah,
It was kind of cringy.
Like it's kind of hard to avoid musicals though, where it's kind of like
No, but it was
like cut to it.
It was good, but it was just a little cringy when
Mm-hmm.
when they first started singing. My second nitpick was the actor for Aladdin. He felt so unconnected to me.
Really?
Yeah, and
He was
bear in mind
for worst actor though. With you didn't bring him
No,
up
no,
for worst
like
actor.
he wasn't terrible in the sense that he portrayed Aladdin. There's a reason he probably portrayed Aladdin. They did casting. They're not going to choose any and anyone.
I think he was a good casting.
There was some moments where I expected him to react in a certain way to what. Okay, when Jasmine left, right? When she was in whatever, the little village or whatever, and she couldn't find her bracelet, Aladdin couldn't find it, and that's when Abu took it. So
Abu, we haven't talked about Abu at all. Abu was so good.
He wasn't in enough for me.
He
wasn't in enough.
Abu underused. That's my first nitpick. Abu was underused.
Anyway, so when she left, Aladdin was just there, and he was like, "Oh well, sucks to suck," and I just expected like a little more emotion from him in some moments, and he was good in some moments, but that was just my second nitpick.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so my first one's Abu was underutilized. I didn't have them until now, but we haven't talked about him at all. I think they did Abu good justice from the movie.
Right.
He was, a fun little Aladdin's
Abu.
like pet. Yeah, and their relationship's not really like a pet and owner. It's more like they're working together and stuff. And that's what's really a cool relationship.
Right.
And they nail that in the movie, and I love that. Underutilized though. I would like to see more Abu. But my second nitpick, I got heated in the movie about this. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You started railing your arms all about it. Yeah.
So in the original, and I'm not even a huge fan.
Oh, this is when they kissed.
Yes, bro, they kiss. Aladdin and Jasmine kiss.
Yeah.
Like on their second time meeting.
They're
and
horny,
I'm like, oh, bro, they're not supposed to kiss until the end. Like in the movie,
they're two young people who
in the
want to get it on.
1992 original, it's like a thing. Like it's like a funny thing that they go back to where like they go to kiss and then they get interrupted and it happens twice. In this movie, they're like, nah, the second time
let's
you can
just go
actually
in.
kiss.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching the movie, like the new one, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments.
The suspense.
Nitpick.
Yeah,
nitpick. Where
Capital N.
I liked the original. I liked the way they did that, and they could have easily done it.
Right.
But they changed it for no good reason, and like it just kind of like made it like I'm sitting here. I was openly aggravated while watching the movie, like expressing.
Yeah,
myself,
I know. I saw.
Where it was unnecessary. You know, like
Yes.
I would have just been like, okay, cool. Like they were doing the same thing if they had gotten interrupted again. I'm like, why did they kiss?
No, your arms were literally in the air.
Bro!
Yeah.
There's no camera right now, but I'm flailing my arms right now because I'm so upset. I didn't want to see them kiss until the end. It was special. Like, I mean, call me a stupid like romantic, but it was like, It was cute at the end that they finally get the kiss. They finally get together. All the I almost didn't like how they kissed before all the truth was like out in the open. Like, there was a lot of, like,
They rushed it.
And I can talk about differences all day, but nitpick. I wish they didn't kiss until the very end. I just thought it was sweet and a cool little moment in the original, and it made me upset in the moment in the theater. Everyone around me was like, "What the heck is that happening to that guy?" All right. So we're wrapping up here, Caleb. We got final grades. I'm curious what you're going to give this one because you're kind of you're higher in this one than most movies we've seen so far. This is our fourth podcast, and I think like all of our movies, I think. None of them have like really
gotten a high score.
None of them gotten close to an A. So what are you gonna give Aladdin, the 2019? What?
B minus.
B minus.
Yeah, I give it a B minus.
Okay. Any reasoning behind that?
Well, I enjoyed it. I just had a good time, and I can't deny.
Not a B?
No. The fact that I was kind of disappointed in certain things that actor of Aladdin did, it kind of set me back, and I hated Jafar.
Okay.
I hated Jafar and the actor, so I give it a B minus. But other than that, it was fantastic.
Oh, it's funny. I think I'm gonna I was thinking B minus as well.
Yeah, for a different reason.
Exactly. For like slightly different reasons.
Right.
Just for like 1-to-1 kind of comparison from the original to this one. This one's a little worse. This one hit some moments very well.
Right.
To me, added some unnecessary parts to it that kind of took me away from the original and like frustrated me a little bit.
Yeah.
But B minus. it's like a B minus close to a B, honestly. Like I was thinking about giving it a B. I'm gonna go B minus though, because there were things that I just, you know what, Kevin, I'm giving it a B.
You're giving it a B?
I'm giving it a B.
No way.
I'm giving it a B because I just thought about the music and how fun it was when they were singing, and how much I was enjoying myself in the theater.
Right. And
you don't get that every day.
That's true.
You don't get that every day. You gotta enjoy life sometimes, Kevin. And
I'm not gonna change my grade.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna change my grade.
You're always harder on movies than I am anyway, so we gotta keep that consistent.
Yeah. Don't make me laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a B just because I would see the movie again.
Right.
I would go and watch it again.
Yeah, and I agree. I would see it again, definitely.
You're going to see it again. I might too.
I'm going to see it again. Yeah.
Especially with A-list.
And
with that.
Wow, this is groundbreaking, man.
Yes.
No, but everyone listening, it was a good movie, and I think you all should go see it.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
Besides honestly, like most of the things that we critiqued were kind of nitpicks. We have our last little like super nitpicks at the end, but like it's a fun film.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun family flick, like I said.
It's a FFF.
Yep, triple F. You already know what I'm saying.
All right.
Well, this has been another A-List Reviews podcast.
Thank you very much for joining us, allowing us to enter your ears, and bless you with words.
Thank you. And please like, subscribe, follow, rate, 5 stars. Where can people find you, Kevin?
On Instagram at KevinB645, I believe. Yep, I think that's it. Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at David Thompson with 2 A's in the David. And Instagram at David J Thompson.
There you go.
And Kevin, until next time.
See you. Signing off one.
Kevin.
See you at the movies. See you at the movies.
We're gonna get this eventually. I forgot it for A Dog's Journey, so if anyone listening,
we gotta see it twice.
Oh, we want to see it 2 times, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, you guys ready? All right, and Kevin, until next time.
See you at the movies.
And Kevin, until next time.
See you at the movies.
Bye.
Bye.